This is the fifth session of the Unlock Your Power to Succeed webinar series. This session is titled Achieving Life-Work Balance.
Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. I'm happy to see you again after a 3 months break during the summer, and I hope everybody had a wonderful summer vacation. I just want to ask you all now to prepare, to grab a pen and a piece of paper and write on it from 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, and next to each one put F or TF, true and false, because we're going to go through a very quick quiz and before we start this. Okay, let's go. Number 1, homework is my life, or work is my life. Depends if you're working or if you're going to school or college. Okay, this is 1. You put tick next to T, true, or tick next to false. Okay, it'll be fine. Great. 2, I don't have time to catch up with my friends. If it's true, tick true. False, tick false. 3, I forget about my health to take care of other things. True or false? 4, eating healthy is not a priority. Eating healthy is not a priority. I wish I had more time to try new things or visit new places, but I don't. If this applies to you, you put true. If it doesn't apply, take false. 6, I often feel exhausted. I often feel exhausted. 7, I have missed important events because I have too much to do. True or false? 8, I feel like I've lost sight of my priority. I feel like I've lost sight of my priorities. Number 9, I feel stressed out most of the time. I feel stressed out most of the time. True or false? 10, I can't remember the last time I felt like I could just relax while learning in college or while working or learning in school. Depends where you are, what you're doing. This is number 10, and this is the last one. I hope by now everybody wrote the right answer or the right choice for you. Okay. 1 to 10. Okay, great. Now we're going to go to the scoring. Okay. Now give yourself 1 point for each true response. Okay. Now the higher your final score, the more likely you need to make changes to work on achieving balance. Right? So for every true, give yourself a point. For every false, you don't give yourself anything, 0. Right. Now, if you score from 0 to 1, your life is relatively balanced. So do what you need to do to continue to have balance. So you're in a good shape. If you score 0 to 1, you're in good shape. Now, if you score from 2 to 4, your life is starting to get out of balance. So you're going toward imbalanced life between your schoolwork and your other things, or your work and other things in your life. So you're out of balance, or you start getting out of balance. And if you're 5 and above, then you really need to take immediate action to restore some balance in your life. You're out of balance. That's what we'll be discussing today. Right? So basically, if you're more than one, you need to listen very carefully tonight so you can see the roadmap to restore balance in your life. We are ready? Great. Now, what is your definition of success? Because each one of us, I hear the secret of success, and there is no secret for the success. Success is something relative to you. Each one of us have his or her own definition of success. So today I'm going to show you a few definitions, and then I would like you really to think hard about your own definition. Let's start with the first one. This is for Dr. Martin Luther King. And I really put some here blank. I want you to try to guess what he wants to say. Okay? We are prone to judge success by the index of our, or the size of our, rather than by. Okay, think about what he wants to say here. And I'm going to give you the question now. Index of our salaries, or the size of our home and automobiles, rather than by the quality of our service in relation to mankind. You agree with that? So many people try to judge success by how much money they make, how much they have in their account, how big and where their home is, and the car they drive. This is the opinion of Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, I wanted to give you other people. Okay? So you see how other people perceive success. We'll start with Tony Robbins. He said success is doing what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. Do you agree with that? It's a great way to identify success from Tony. Now, Japanese proverb, they tell success is falling 7 times, standing up 8. This is another way to look at it. One more way from a great basketball coach. His name is John Wooden. He said success is peace of mind. That is the direct result of knowing that you have done your best at becoming the best you are capable of becoming. So, what's your own? What's your definition? If I ask you to write your definition now on the same piece of paper, what would you say? Maybe some of you will share it with us on the question answer on the right side of your screen while we're doing this. You have time to think about that. But before we're doing that, I want to share with you 2 more definitions of success. One for Zig Ziglar. He's one of the very well-known human development coach. He said, success is having a balance of success stories across the many areas of your life. You cannot truly be considered successful in your business life if your home life is in shambles. Definitely. So you need to have this balance. And that's what we're talking about today. Balance. Right? And the last one, I'm going to share with you my own definition of success. This is mine. And I look at success as success is making more deposits than withdrawals in the various areas of your life and feel happy that you made these investments. So now I look at the various areas of our life as a deposit, as an account. And every time you're making a withdrawal or deposit. So whenever you do something that not really in a relationship, for example, you do something and you make some other people feel a little bit bad, this is you make a withdrawal. And when you invest in this relationship, you're making a deposit. So you have to make sure in every area of your life, making more deposit than withdrawal. If you do that, the end result is you're having a positive account in every area of your life. And you don't really need to be stressed in doing that. You need to feel happy that you're making this investment in those areas. Now, hopefully by the end, we will see some of you sharing with us what success means to them. And now let's examine this good question here. When you're gone, would you rather have on your gravestone something like that? He was a great father, or he never missed a meeting? Well, for me, he was a great father, of course, or a great mother, or he or she never missed a meeting. I don't think it's going to be weighted very, very, very much after we all gone. Now, having answered this question, let's examine how to achieve work-life balance. According to research, the happiest people are, who do you think the happiest people? People who are sitting and not doing anything, just enjoying, going on trips and vacation, and this is we think they are the happiest people? Absolutely not. Actually, the busy ones. The happiest people are the busy ones. Surprised? That's a truth. But there is a big but here. But they don't feel pushed, pressured, or hassled. How could they be busy, very busy, but not pushed, pressured, or hassled? This is the conditions. Because of these elements. Because of these elements. First, they are goal-oriented. They know who they are, and we'll be talking about each area here. Just going to list them here. They are organized. They manage their time very well, and they manage stress. These 4 competencies, they allow them to be in focus, in control of their life. And today we're going to examine each one of these areas in detail. And no matter who you are, whether you're students, whether you're working in a factory, whether you're white collar, blue collar, any person, any human being, if you can follow those 4 areas well and control them well, they will be very happy in your life. And you will be able to restore the balance in your life. So let's examine the first one. How you become goal-oriented person. First of all, and most important, and probably those who attended some of my previous webinars, they know knowing yourself, self-awareness, who you are, why you were born, why you're here. You need to know that. What you're doing in your life. What's your mission and vision? What are your values and principles? Is it aligned with your vision and mission in life? Very important questions. You need to answer this question. If you haven't found out yet, I encourage you to do so. It's worth every second you invest in this area to know yourself. Once you do that, you need to choose goals that you are passionate about. Not any goals. Not because you want to be rich or you want to live in a big home or you want to drive the best car. That's all are fine. But those are results. They're not shouldn't be your ultimate goals. You need to have a goal that means something, that moves you from inside, that will make you feel that you're contributing to humanity, to your family, to your people, to your town, to your country. A goal that will really move you, make you wake up early and probably sleep late. Third, you need to make those goals actionable and smart. Actionable and smart. Smart, you need to answer those 4 questions. First, why you're doing it. The why is very important. Always ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? What my intention is. Who is involved? What party is going to be with you? What do I want to accomplish? Your end results. And where will it be? The location. So you need to be very specific for S, smart. Then measurable. You need to be able to track your progress and to measure your outcomes. Otherwise, you won't be able to know if you achieved it the way you plan to achieve it. How much, how many, all those questions. Who will you know when it is done? How do you know it's done? Then attainable. Attainable. Is the goals are reasonable? Is it attainable? How so? Relevant. So you want to choose goals that are not contradicting each other, not working against each other. So if you say, I want to live, for example, healthy lifestyle, but you're smoking or you're not doing exercise, this is a goal not attainable and not relevant. So the goals, those two goals, 2 things, they're not relevant to your goals. So you need to choose goals that are consistent. For example, you want to become an engineer, but you're really not taking any courses that you need for engineering. So the courses you're taking are not relevant to your goal. Okay? So does what you're doing fit your overall plan? Another question you need to answer. And timely. Always you need to put a time for every task, for every goal you're doing. Without time, the goal is not a goal, it's a wish. Once you put time to it, you attach it to a time, then it will become goal. So you can track your progress. Right? 4, commit to achieve your goal. You make a commitment. And how you make a commitment? So become crystal clear about what your ultimate outcomes. So if you're climbing a mountain, what's your ultimate outcomes? You want to reach which peak? Which peak? Which one exactly? Right? And when? Decide that nothing is going to stand in your way. Decide that yes, you know that in your way you're going to have obstacles, you're going to be tired, you're going to be disappointed sometime, but all of this is not going to stop you from achieving your goal, from moving forward. This is a decision you need to make. But to do that, you need to acquire skills and knowledge and experience. So you cannot go in and start climbing Mount Everest, for example, without acquiring the right skills, without getting the right training, the right knowledge, the right experience, right? So you need to effectively look for those and learn those in order to equip yourself with the right things to achieve your goal. Be very selective about what you work on and what you ignore, because on your way you're going to face some decisions, and you need to know what decisions to make, what things you take on and what things you ignore, because you have limited time, limited energy, and you need to only select those things that will serve you to achieve your goal. So, and find a way to hold yourself accountable. When we do things, we need to, especially when it is personal goal, where nobody going to be telling you what you've done, and so you need to find a way to hold yourself accountable. For example, by making announcement, public announcement to your friend and your family that this is what I'm going to be doing. This is my ultimate goal. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So you will hold yourself accountable toward those people you make the announcement to. 5. Now, you need to enjoy the journey, not only the destination. Sure, when you reach the top, you're going to be very happy that you achieve your goal. But this is just one point in time. This is just a moment. This is just, enjoying this particular time. But it took you so long, maybe it took you a month or 2 months to reach this peak. So you need to really enjoy the journey, not just the achieving your goal. So you've got to give yourself permission to have fun along the way. So you don't feel guilty having fun while achieving your goal. Give yourself credit along the way. So whenever you do something and you achieve certain small goal, give yourself credit. Celebrate progress and small victories. Don't just wait till the end to celebrate your victory. Celebrate every time you reach a milestone. Celebrate victories. See challenges as opportunities. You don't see it as roadblocks. See it as opportunity, as door for you to challenge yourself, to become a better person. Embrace risk and mistakes. Don't run away from them. Don't hide from them. Don't try to avoid them. Embrace them. And always remember, slow and steady wins the race. So even if you're making small progress, baby steps, you will reach your destination eventually. If you keep on going, persistent. So you can look 5 or 10 years down the road, make sure you can look back with joy at all the great memories you created along the way. Now, how you become an organized person? This is number 2. So we're going to be talking about being organized. Of course, to be organized, you need to be self-disciplined. So you need to train yourself to do things in an organized manner. You need to be well aware of the things around you and how you go about them. Self-confidence, yes, it takes self-confidence to make those decisions, because you're going to be facing many, many decisions along the way to become an organized person. You need to face challenges early. Many of us, we don't want to face challenges. We just try to ignore them, run away until those challenges become bigger problems. No, you need to have the courage to face them in order to stay organized. And focus on the task at hand. Don't try to do many things at once. Finish one thing and move to another one. Finish one important thing and move to another important one. If you try to do many tasks at the same time, you end up not doing any, wasting your time and energy. You need to be courageous to make some decisions are hard. Some choices you're going to face are hard, but they need to be made for you to move forward, to stay organized. Follow proven process. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. So if a process works, follow the process that works, because it will save you lots of time and energy and money. Be well prepared by acquiring the right skills, the right knowledge, the right experience, ask the right people, learn, research. You need to be well prepared whenever you're facing tasks or facing a decision. Meet deadlines effectively. So don't wait to the last minute to do things. You need to plan ahead and try to finish way before the deadline, so you have time to adjust and re-examine what you've done. Keep commitments alive. Don't just commitment become in the back of your mind. So keep it in front of you. Make a list and maybe stick it in front of you on a board, so it is always in front of you to remind you that this needs to be done. This needs to finish on time. Maybe on a book or on a to-do list. Don't get hanged up on small details. Sometimes while you're doing something, there is some small detail that you really, especially if you're a perfectionist, you don't want to move forward until you finish all the details. No, sometimes you need to leave some details and move on, so it will not distract you from other things. Maybe you'll come back to those details later on. Know when, what, and to whom to delegate. It's very important to learn how to delegate and to have somebody to delegate to, and to know who can do the job on your behalf. Many of us, we don't want to delegate because we don't trust the other person, or we don't know who to delegate to. You need to learn those skills so you can duplicate your time, and you have time to do the more important things, strategic things for you, for your life. Get help when needed. You need to have a list of people that they can help you in each area of your life. So you need to have some people professional, some people to call, some people to ask, some resources, because you don't know, nobody knows everything. So when something hard or you don't have experience in face you, don't try to come up with your own solution. Try to find somebody who can really give you the advice and give you the know-how. Know when to do it. The timing is important. Don't jump on things until the timing is right. So you know, and again, you need to ask those who already been through this to give you the advice. Learn from the past and move on. So again, you need to keep diary, learn from your mistake, learn from what you've done in the past, and don't repeat the same mistake twice. It's not every one of us at one time will make a mistake, but to repeat the mistake twice, this is where it becomes really waste of time and energy. How you become a good time manager? How you become a good time manager? We're going to talk about time management now. And first, commit to tasks that deserve your time and efforts. Many of us waste so much valuable time working on something that does not really serve our purpose, serve our goals. And we find ourselves running out of time because we invested time in tasks that is not related to what we wanted to achieve. Make sure, be aware of your time and give the tasks that deserve your time the efforts and the energy. Complete most important tasks first. Again, many of us have the tendency to do the easy task first, because we don't want to face the hard one, and we end up postponing the hard tasks day after day, month after month, after those tasks become urgent. and then we have to rush and do it, and then it becomes done in a very sloppy way, although it's probably the most important things, right? So be aware of that. Protect your time from those who steal your time, whether it's friend calling you to go and you're doing something really important, or maybe you every time you hear your mobile ringing and there is a message coming, and you pick up the message, and the message will get you into a website, and all of a sudden you forget what you're doing actually, and you start surfing the net. Just because you heard your mobile, no, just turn it off, put it away, for example. Protect your time. Don't get hanged on something is not related to what you're really focusing on. Know when to say no. If you get a call from your friend, from your neighbor, from telling you to, let's go have a movie, and you're really focusing on something, say no, I can't go right now. I have more important things to do. I'm not telling you not to go and have fun, no, but you need to, once you focus on something, you need to finish. Don't just deviate your attention to something else. Sleep well. So you know yourself, probably some of us, they need 7 hours of sleep. We feel okay. Some of them 8, some of them 9, some of them more or less. So you need to have enough sleep for you to be able to function well. And if you have something to do, try not to postpone it. Don't put off for tomorrow what needs to be done today. Try to do it now. And try to find the time, because once you postpone it to tomorrow, then tomorrow you'll have another things to do, and then it gets compiled one over the other, and you find out yourself you're overwhelmed and you don't have the time to do everything. Press onward and revise afterward. Again, if something really, you find something really difficult or something you can't really tackle right now, don't get stuck. Okay, just maybe you tried so much and you need to do more research, you need to ask more people. Now, okay, do whatever you can, okay, right now, and then you can revise afterward and complete it afterward. But don't get stuck, put your hand, cross your hand, and just wait for something to happen. Nothing going to happen. So move on to the next one, to next stage, and then come back later to solve this challenge you have. Turn key tasks into habits. If you know something needs to be done on a daily basis, make it routine, make it a habit. Put it in certain time. Maybe put your for example, make it on your schedule on your mobile, and then on the same time every day try to do it, and it becomes habit. Especially, for example, exercising every day, or have a nap every day on a certain time, or eat something every day at certain time, maybe an apple or something like that. Be aware of time wasters. So you need to really watch those areas, those things that you're really stealing your time and wasting your time. And don't let it control you, and don't let it to take valuable time out of something priority you have. Assign time limit for each task. So don't let the task drag on and on and on and on. So every task, assign certain time for it and try to stick to this time. Okay, so I have 1 hour to do this homework. I have 1 hour or have 1 day to do this project. I have 1 week to do this whatever you're doing. So you need to stick to this time. Leave a gap between tasks. So don't cram everything together. Give yourself a room between tasks. So if something happened and you could not finish, for example, at least you have this this room to maneuver. Create organized system. So you need to come up with a system. For example, I have a system when I have important tasks, my mobile automatically flash this 1 day or 2 days before this. So remind me that I have certain things tomorrow, certain things, the very important stuff, it gives me 1 week notice on my mobile. You have to come up with your own system, all right? So, and something that works for you. Use waiting time wisely. While you're waiting, for example, let's say waiting in a clinic and you have the 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, use it wisely. Use it to, for example, to read, to do research, to make some important phone calls. So don't just sit not doing anything. Create no distraction zone also. Place where you can sit and think, reflect, and think about ideas, new things. Group the like tasks together. So if you think there is some tasks demand the same kind of focus, the same kind of action, put them all together so you don't have to waste the same time twice or 3 times. So all those tasks that demand the same, for example, tasks related to one person or one place, put them all together so you can do them all at once. And how you effectively manage stress. Again, deal always with the source of your stress, not with the symptoms. Why does stress start in the first place? And you have to go to the bottom of it. Control your environment. So if somebody really causing you stress, whether it's a welcome friend or a place where it's really not appealing to you, just remove it, control it, okay? Choose how you respond. It's your choice to respond. If you can respond in a negative way or a positive way, and this is your choice, and choose to respond in a positive way and play in a way that will not cause you stress. Share your feeling with somebody. Maybe with somebody close to you, with a friend, with a trusted person, with a mother, with a father, with somebody you trust. Do breathing exercise. It's very important to get oxygen into your system, into your brain. This will reduce stress. Exercise regularly, right? Eat healthy diet. Plan leisure activity time. So don't just cram everything work. No, you need to plan some activity with people you love, people you like, with your friends. Get enough sleep. Spend time with people you love. Seek the support of people you trust. And limit the use of stimulants like caffeine, like coffee, and so on. Challenge beliefs you may hold about yourself. Sometimes we hold the belief that I'm not good at sports, I'm not good at running, I cannot do this and that. Challenge those beliefs and see how much you can do when you challenge them, right? Learn to work within your limits. So know your limits. Sometimes it's working within your limits can increase your limits, right? But you need to know what is your limits by experiencing those limits. Finding joy in your life. Find something you can laugh about. People you can laugh with. People you can have. You enjoy their company, as we said, and prevent poisoning your body and mind by using drugs and smokes and alcohol and other things that will really poison your body and mind. Now, Clay Christensen, he is a business school professor at Harvard. He wrote this book, How Will You Measure Your Life? So he precisely knows what to value in life, and he set 3 rules He worked very, very hard from Monday to Friday. Saturday he spent with his family, and Sunday he spent for God. Now, no work on weekend, no exceptions, no matter what. That's his rules. Okay. Now, Clay, he knows exactly what he wants, and he drew a line, and he is living a fulfilling life. Now, maybe this is very effective for him, but maybe it's not effective for everybody else. But you need to actually figure out what is effective for you. You need to start knowing what matters most to you and draw a line, like Clay. You need to really think about that. Now, I consider work like a rubber ball, and family, social, and personal life like a glass ball. If we drop the rubber ball, it will bounce back. But if we drop the glass ball, maybe this will be scuffed and nicked, perhaps shattered. Be careful. Be careful when you are bouncing those two balls. No matter how busy you are or how busy you think you are, the work will always be there tomorrow. Your friends and family might not be. So give preference to your friends and families and those you care about. And I want to take this a little bit further than just time management and those four things. I want to take it to something called border management. Border management. Balance is not better time management, but better boundary management. Balance means making choices and enjoying those choices. With no clear boundaries, work-life balance is an out-of-reach goal. And I'm going to be talking a little bit now about boundary management. Doesn't mean time management is not important. It is important. But without managing the boundaries, the time management will not work alone. I'm going to tell you why. Now, if we divide our life to 4 different areas, work, family, social, and personal. Work could be school as well. You need to draw those boundaries very, very clear. We could be able, now within every border, we need to be able to manage our time within each and every area. But unless we draw the boundaries, so for example, I don't go home with my work, for example. I don't go and meet friends and take my homework with me. When I'm going social with friends, I give my attention to my friend because this is the boundary. I don't want the other area of my life to interfere with giving time to my family or to my friends, or to me personally. When I'm doing, for example, reflecting, I don't take my mobile with me and start answering calls from my friends and my other things, right? So I need to really manage my boundary within those areas, right? And we need to manage my time within this area. For example, if I give 1 hour to my friend, I give 1 full hour to my friend. I don't give 3 hours and then try to find out where to get those 2 hours, which area of my life I want to cut from. So the other area of my life will suffer because I gave my social life 2 hours more than what I planned to. So as you can see, managing your boundary is very, very important. So now, most of us spend too much time on what is urgent and not enough time on what is important. So what is urgent? Because what's For example, let's say if I'm not taking care of my health, I'm really feeling dizzy or something, I'm not going to doctor because it's not urgent. All of a sudden, something become more and more severe, and then all of a sudden it become urgent. Because when it was not urgent, I didn't take care of my health. And we will see those clearly on this chart here. So you can see the vertical one important and the horizontal one urgent. There is high, low in every areas. So and we divide our life in 4 different area here. Q1, this is importance is very high and urgency is very high. This is called the crisis area. This is where you have to do it now. And this has happened only because when it was important but was not urgent, I did not attend to, like health, like a problem. It was challenging, I was ignoring this, or deadlines. I didn't finish the things on time. So it was important but wasn't urgent, but it became urgent because I did not attend to it on the right time. 2, this is where it's high in importance and low in urgency. And low in urgency does not mean it's not important. It's very important, as you can see. And this is all the strategic. This is where you need to really tackle things. You make a decision. You need to plan. You need to find the opportunities here before it becomes really urgent. So this is, I believe, Q2 is the most important place where you really have to plan your life and strategically plan your steps. Now Q3, this is high in urgency but low in importance, and this place where you can delegate. Actually, you don't have to do it yourself. You need to give it to somebody else because it's not very important, not very low priorities, like meetings, not important meeting, not important emails, okay? Some meaningless report. And the last one, waste of time and energy. This is low in urgency, low in importance, and this is where most people spend their time because this is they can enjoy themselves. They're surfing the net, watching TV, checking social media, all this. So the place where you're not supposed even to get maybe a half an hour or an hour max. This is where people spend most of their time here in this area, unfortunately. So the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. So you need to find your priority and schedule it. Sometimes we put on our schedule something not priority, and we're happy to do it. We are happy that we finish it, but it's not priority anyway. It's not important anyway. You need to put so important things on your list, on your schedule, and then you need to really schedule it accordingly. Thank you, and we have 10 minutes for questions. Thanks.
Hi, Malik. Thank you so much. We have had some questions come through already, so I'll go ahead and start off with that. The first question was, we had a student that was wondering if you could go back to the SMART goal planning slide of the PowerPoint and give another brief review over that. Let me see what slide number.
Okay, I need to share this again here. I need to share my screen again here, right? And to the SMART one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, here it is. Okay, now SMART is acronym, and I'm going to go very fast. S-M-A-R-T. S for specific. And to be able to be specific for your goal, if you have a goal, you need to be very specific for your goal. You need to ask yourself 4 questions, at least those questions. You can ask more. Why you're doing? Why you put this goal in the first place? And who's going to be involved in this goal to help you achieve this goal? Is this your brothers, your families, your teacher, your friends, and what do I want to accomplish? Why you set this goal, and so what you want to accomplish with this goal? For example, what you wanted to your end result of this goal. You need to start the goal with end result in mind, and you need to ask yourself this: and where will it be? So it's going to be at your home, the goal, at school. So the location of the goal. Then you move to measure. This is a way to measure your goal, whether you're moving forward or you're just not making any progress. You need to ask yourself, how much effort do I need? How much money you need to invest in this? All this question you need to ask yourself, and you need to find a way to track your progress to see if you're moving forward or not. And you need to see if this goal attainable. If it's you set it too high, and maybe you need to adjust it, or too low. Maybe you need to little bit boost it. Okay, and if this goal is relevant to your overall vision and mission. For example, if you want, I'll give you an example. If you want to become an engineer, and this is your goal, you want to see if all your courses you're taking are mostly help you to become an engineer. So if you're just taking all business courses and no math or science or something, obviously you're moving in the wrong directions, right? So so you don't have conflicting action, conflicting goal that will not help you for your end results. And also, if you wanted to, for example, to become an engineer, for example, or a doctor, and you have a time frame, you have to finish certain courses at certain time. You need to move from 1 year to another year, so you have time frame for everything. So if you don't have those time frame for every area, you won't be able to see the outcomes or to be close to your goal. I hope this will be it's easier now. It's clearer for you.
Thank you, Molly. And then the next question, can you please tell the students how they can avoid procrastination in order to increase productivity, and also how to deal with distractions in everyday life as a team?
Yes, definitely. This is a very, very important, because we live in a place where we have full of distractions. Because now, as I'm talking to you, I receive 3-4 calls on my mobile. Okay, so I turn it off and put it aside, and I'm not attending to, because I'm talking to you. So, and the same thing. So the most important things for you when to remove distraction is to focus and to remove those distractions. So don't get those temptation, right? So especially now, social media, for example, friends send you on WhatsApp and send you a message or send you things. No, focus, give yourself time. For example, I'm doing this job and it's going to take 1 hour, and this in 1 hour, no matter what, nobody going to distract me from doing this job. So after 1 hour, I'm giving myself 10 minutes to check my emails or check my whatever, right? So you need to actually schedule and block your schedule according to your priorities. And you need to know why this is your priorities. And you need to really be convinced that this is priorities to serve your purpose, serve your goal. Otherwise, you won't stick to your priority because you are not convinced this is important for you. So you need to know this is really important for me.